Another day, another analyst price target increase on Tesla stock.
Tesla bucking the broader tech sell-off, up as much as 4.8% today and closing 1% higher. Stifel doubling down on its bull case for the stock, hiking its price target from $483 to $508 a share, which implies 24% upside from today's close. The firm citing strong progress on full self-driving and Robotaxi, even amid headwinds for the EV business. Stephen Gengaro is behind the call. He joins us now. Stephen, great to have you with us.
Thank you for having me.
This is a sum of the parts analysis, and so I'm wondering, how big of a part is Robotaxi, which is showing, as you point out, real progress. I mean, you can actually see the deployments happening in various cities. And how much is, for instance, Optimus, which is very much pie in the sky at this point?
Yeah, and Melissa, right now, it's really a data point driven stock, right? So we're going to get incremental data points, we think, on the success of FSD, and that's ultimately drives the Robotaxi business. When we look at valuation, just to answer that question specifically, we have about $130 of our valuation that's tied to the core auto business, storage and generation. And then FSD and Robotaxi make up about 185 and about 160 of the upside to the valuation.
I'm curious in terms of that upside of 160, because 160 it's a lot out of your price target. And it's a lot built on promises from Elon Musk for technology that when that Optimus was here in Times Square, it couldn't even grasp a little packet of gummy bears. And I'm just wondering, and I'm sure as an analyst, you've gone to these analyst days, you've seen the Optimus in action. It can't really do that much at this point. So how do you sort of think about that in your model?
Oh, yeah, just to be clear, on the Optimus front, our valuation for the Optimus piece is only about 29 or $30 a share. We're very conservative on the Optimus side. It's really the FSD business and then the Robotaxi business, which drives the bulk of the valuation of the stock.
Stephen.
Well, can confirm we've reached that point in time where it's no longer possible to ignore what Tesla's doing with Autonomy because they're legally operating Robotaxis in Austin with nobody behind the wheel. They've expanded multiple times. They've launched in California. No major incidents thus far. So it's now impossible to ignore. And as a result, we're seeing price target increases from folks like this who are acknowledging that the progress is happening. It's obviously going to be a very high margin business, and that Tesla's core automotive business, which by the way is still running circles around the rest of the industry, embarrassing everyone even trying to make EVs to compete with them, all of which, other than Tesla, losing money trying to compete. But Tesla's core auto business, a fraction of the overall valuation. Now, I hate to bring this up, and I'm just kidding. I love it. But we heard, $130 attributed to the core automotive business in Tesla's valuation. So if we think through this, early 2023, Tesla stock not even $115 per share. That seems to suggest that at that point in time, the consensus opinion among investors was that Tesla was never, ever, ever going to deploy robotaxis at all, never solve autonomy. That also means that in April 2024, essentially zero value being attributed to Tesla Autonomy, with the stock just under $150 a share. So let's wind the clock back. April 2024. Just did a search for some posts by some guy with 3 first names from April 2024 who posted, among other things, this. It's late April 2024 and Tesla's market capitalization, $460 billion. I'm still buying. He also claimed that he was posting this to revisit in 5, 10, 15 and 20 years. Here's another one, April 17th, also known as approximately here, ladies and gentlemen. Leaked footage of me placing my Tesla buy orders today, he wrote. And on the 19th of April, exactly $147.05 per share. Leaked footage of my Tesla buy orders executing, seeming to suggest he was loading up. Another one from April 24, don't tell anyone, I'm still buying Tesla. And he continued and continued and continued. Market cap was around $525 billion at the time of that post. And one more this time, January 2023, $144 a share. With a caption, market cap still under $500 billion. I think what that guy, who obviously, I don't know because I'm not him, but I think what he was trying to imply without directly saying it was that that valuation didn't make any fucking sense. And I think he was putting his money where his mouth is because he was buying hand over fist during those 2 periods of time in particular and posting about his buying activity repeatedly. Anyway, back to $400+ per share. Now suddenly the analysts starting to consider what Tesla's doing with autonomy now that it's actually happening as opposed to inevitable.
His pay package to me is one of the many reasons. Well, let's put it this way. On the top of the list why you should be long this stock. I mean, he's incentivized, obviously, for the stock to do well. Does that play into this in any way, shape, or form in terms of your upgrade?
We raised the price target really coming out of earnings and really just doing a little more work around full self-driving Robotaxi. I mean, the pay package is obviously enormous. I think the biggest thing about the pay package is when you look at the EBITDA targets that are out there, I mean, they are just off the charts high, right? So if he gets anywhere near those objectives, the stock's going to be a lot higher than it is today.
Fact check, true. The second highest, not the final highest, the second highest EBITDA target, $200 billion. The final, $400 billion. I don't believe any company in history has ever come even close to $400 of EBITDA. This would be unprecedented. Never been done before.
Stephen, how about FSD? Where do you need this to be in terms of penetration by, say, 26, 27? Or where are you on 26, 27? And where do you really need this to be? And are we worried about any other competitive threats there?
Yeah, no, we are. And I think the two things that we worry about most with FSD is one, Tesla's doing this with a camera-based system and AI, right? And everybody else has some type of LiDAR system. So that's probably the biggest risk in our view.
So here's something that I find extremely amusing. Deference to consensus opinion, outsourcing one's thinking to so-called experts and not drawing one's own conclusions. Now, I'm not necessarily picking on this analyst, but just in general, the commentary so often about Tesla's approach to autonomy, which, by the way, there are a billion plus examples of successful camera-based drivers today. They're called humans, 2 cameras, eyes, neural net. We're pretty decent at driving. So there's plenty of proofs of concept. But often you hear this pushback. The entire industry is doing it this way. Tesla's taking a different approach. Therefore, Tesla's probably wrong. In other words, hey, Elon, you're doing it wrong. I mean, it's not like the guy has a multi-decade track record of doing things better, different, faster. Oh, and in totally unrelated matters, I'd just like to congratulate Blue Origin on the first successful landing of an orbital class booster. Just 1 second, just checking my notes here. Wait, hang on. Got it. Hey, producer, are you sure this is right? It's not a mistake. You didn't add a zero? It's right? Oh, okay. Exactly 10 years after SpaceX first accomplished the same feat. Is that really right? 10 fucking years later? And well, that's what it says on the thing. You sure? All right. Okay. Well done, Blue Origin. So let me flip this statement from our analyst friend here. I would personally, and am actually on their behalf, deeply concerned for the companies who aren't pursuing a vision-only approach with fuck tons of data and massive fleet and are instead dependent upon LiDAR, radar, gaydar, sonar, etc. They're fucked. They can't scale. Good luck. Just because a lot of people believe something or are doing something does not mean either it's right or the best approach or even useful at all. In fact, it could even be counterproductive or straight up harmful. For some reason, I was just having flashbacks to about half a decade ago. Something seemed to remind me of something that occurred around that period of time, but I better not go there. You already know how I feel.
From a penetration perspective, in 26 and 27, it's low, right? Our model probably has 15 or 20% of Tesla buyers, sort of subscribing to FSD, and then it gets a lot higher in the later years, and we saw back over an 8 to 10 year time frame. But I think what you'll ultimately see is you'll see increased adoption as people are exposed to it. I've been behind the wheel of several of these in the different iterations of FSD, and it is getting better and better. And I think it's something that when people experience it, much more comfortable utilizing FSD and paying for it.
Well, thank you, Captain Obvious. I'll make it a bit clearer. There's going to be a massive tipping point. The instant that FSD is legal in any area on Earth without supervision to use, there's going to be a massive increase in the number of people subscribing or buying outright. Until then, it's a nice feature, but it is not a game/life changer. But the moment you can pay for software that can legally and safely drive you from point A to point B, where you don't need to pay attention, you don't need to be behind the wheel, you could be doing anything or anyone in the vehicle, everything changes. At that point, the value proposition is absolutely astronomical. You essentially have a 24/7 chauffeur. Until that point in time, might see some incremental increases in the number of subscribers, but I don't think it's going to be massive. You really need to start seeing legal operation without supervision before people go, oh, fuck, that's amazing. Subscribe. But when that starts to happen, holy shit. Want more content? Early access? Bunch of perks? Click the links in the pinned comment. AG1 has been part of my daily health protocol for almost half a decade. It's packed full of vitamins and minerals and helps me fill in nutritional gaps while supporting energy, digestion, and immune function. It also has prebiotics and probiotics to promote gut health. I take my health very seriously, and so should you. Try AG1 today by visiting drinkag1.com/SMR or click the link in the pinned comment and enjoy a free welcome kit with vitamin D3 plus K2 and AG1 travel packs. That's drinkag1.com/SMR.